Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, we'll be going through my AFL SuperCoach round 18 score, as well as just doing my captaincy for round 19, obviously with 0 trades. Now, it does mean that it is a little bit tougher, I will say. Well, there's not really much I can do in essence to make it better. I just want to see what is Rail projected 81. Let me get that off. But anyway, before we jump into this video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into this video. So, as you can see, a 23.87, pretty much mirroring, I think, round 17 where we got a 23.88. I said I think it was Skodfather's tweet, a deja vu moment, almost scoring the exact same. Top 2% for the round, 4,375 ranking for the round, and a rank rise of 399. So we're getting up there. If we can have another good round this round, there could be potentially maybe top 1,200, I would say. And then I'm hopeful that with the luck that I can get top 1,000. That is the goal, I think, for this Supercoach season. And then the fantasy season, it'd be like top 4,500, top 4,000. I think I can track well enough to get that. But those are sort of the goals there. And then we push on to AFLW fantasy. And then we also go on to BBL Supercoach. And then we do this all again. But anyway, I think this is, a pretty good position. I think, one of my leagues, someone scored like a 25.70 or something. Or some dumb score. It was like, if I go here to leagues... how do I do this? Leagues, what is it? Round 19? Nope. Game day, maybe. Game day will do it, I reckon. Round 18. Someone scored a ridiculous, 24.58, which would have been probably what top, if I go to rankings, actually, you can see for the round, I think 24.58 would have been, like, literally... I'm not even scrolling that far, and he's going to turn up soon. So, he's in this bunch here, somewhere in like the 500 round ranking. A 2,500 would have been huge. So I'm not too disappointed about that. I could have maybe got my captaincy a little bit better with the Neil one, but then again, or a Brody Grundy, that would have got me an extra point or so. Or a Nick Martin as well, he would have got me quite a few points. Nick Martin probably would have got me like a top 1,400 or so ranking also at the moment for overall rank. But anyway, we move. Sheasel 75 just got helped by JJ. Simple as that. JJ, 2 in every 3 weeks it seems to work. So we'll see how it works on Neil this week. Dacos 89, he just couldn't get going. As simple as that. He plays McGuinness this week, so stay clear of that. I forgot to mention that in the fantasy video, but he never came into consideration. He's a weird one because... when he goes off, he's going to go off, but he has very, very high and low games. At least it feels like it. You'll see here a 54, as well as a 64, an 89, and a 92. So when he doesn't get tagged, he's pretty much destined to score 100. Richmond next week, that'll definitely be an interesting case, and he will definitely be in the VC captaincy discussion on both platforms. Luke Ryan, 98. I think he gets back to his best, to be honest, soon. Another guy that I actually need to consider for fantasy, just because if he gets back to his best, he's going to be one to really look at. I know some people are jumping off of him, but he could be almost a play at like 750k or whatever he's going to get down to soon. But Luke Ryan here, I'm not too disappointed in his Supercoach scoring, 116, 98, 99, 98. Will be interesting to see how he goes this week against Melbourne. I don't think he... I think he's going to score like a 101, like 120 type split there. I think that's something that will be on the cards for him. Wayne Malira, I think he could do really well now that they've got West Coast, and I think West Coast are a little bit, they're going to struggle here. And so, I think that St Kilda could do really well. And I think Wayne Malira could be one of the ones that profits off of it. And I do like his actual run home, I'm pretty sure. Let me just double check that. Yeah, I do like this run home. West Coast, Essendon, Richmond, Geelong, and Carlton. I think these two, he gets decent enough. They're just going to batter the hell out of St Kilda, so he gets decent enough kick-ins. Richmond, I think he just doesn't get checked there, so I think he'll do well. Brisbane, that'll be a tough one, but maybe they just batter them enough with enough scores that he does enough kickouts. Essendon, and I don't think he gets checked. So yeah, I'm not too worried about him. And his lowest in the last sort of his real lowest outside of this 69 is an 82, and then you get 90s. So he's very consistent. Much like I was talking with Hayden Young in the fantasy video, he sort of doesn't do too much outlandish. So he's not going to score like a 160, 170. It doesn't seem like, but he's not really going to have a low peak, low trough game. Down in Houston, I think he's one that could really profit this week, and it was almost in consideration for fantasy purposes. I just didn't go there just because he is one that potentially is going to, let's just see, he's not one that translates well in fantasy per se. 766k, last three of a 75, 92 points. I wouldn't just be grabbing him off one game fixture because he's basically got no one versing Richmond. Like Farrell, let's actually look at the lineups here. This is when I should flick over to the lineups, trying to find it. Here we go. You got both Farrell and Jones injured, and Dylan Williams is back, but you basically see this backline and you go, well, it's Houston, and then it's Evans, and there's like no one there. So, yeah, I really think that he could profit off this. So it'll be interesting to see if he gets maybe a Campbell or a Steely Green trying to run with him, or a Mansell or something like that. But yeah, I think he definitely does really well in this week. I'm sort of just doing my recap as well as my preview in the same thing. But yeah, he did go 114 and a 110 or whatever in last week, which 122 fantasy and a 110, a 114 Supercoach. He did have a 58 and a 48 fantasy the weeks before that, whereas his Supercoach was so for the 47 it was a 59, and for the 58 it was a 76. And yeah, so when he actually goes large in fantasy, the funny thing is he doesn't go large in Supercoach, I don't believe. Wait, no, that's wrong. I thought that this Brisbane matchup was the GWS 133 in fantasy, but no, it was 174. So no, he actually does have a really good conversion rate all round, as he's got 1,800 points there. 1,832 divided by 1571. Divided by 1571. So he's got a 1.16 conversion rate, which is a really good conversion rate. So yeah, we'll just see how he goes. Hopefully he can get his efficiency back, because that is what he needs to go really big. Nick Martin, 142. Yeah, he was amazing. I don't know how he goes next week, because a lot of it was goals. They got him that score, but we'll see how that goes. Bont, 108 and 100, I think, in fantasy. So, all right, conversion there. He does have the likes of Geelong, whose midfield is a little bit iffy. So, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, he's averaging really good this year. Lachie Neale is going berserk at this point. Simple as that. He is going off. And yeah, his last three, he's gone, what's that, 283, 423, 426, so that's an average of 142 in his last three. And then you take the last four, and you got, 426 plus, so 575 in his last four. So that's an average of like 144, 145 or something like that. So yeah, he's going absolutely off in the last little bit. We'll see how this run with James Jordan goes. Sorry, not James Jordan. He's probably going to get the Luke Parker, Taylor Adams treatment. So he's one that I'll definitely be looking at potentially going at in the next couple of weeks in fantasy. But in Supercoach, I'm just happy here. And when I finally get him, that's when I can finally consider him in the VC and captaincy, which is a little bit annoying, because he's probably not this week, but next week and the other weeks, he would have been definitely in the captaincy debate. Zach Butters, 120. He did his job as a captain, 133 in fantasy, 120 in Supercoach. Yep, job done. Isaac Heaney is back this week, which is helpful, as you'll see why in a second. Sam Walsh, and also another guy is back, which definitely does help. Sam Walsh is doing his job there as well, 95. Not the greatest, but hopefully he can pick up his form again, because if he picks up his form, if I want to go in fantasy, then I believe he's going to be priced around that 900k or so. Let me just check. Walsh is 894k and has, North Melbourne this week or something? Let's actually just double check that. He has North Melbourne this week, Port, Collingwood, Hawthorn, West Coast, and Adelaide. I could see me jumping on him in a little bit. We'll just have to see how he goes against North, because he hasn't played the greatest per se. He had 27 touches, 1 mark, 6 tackles against the Bulldogs for an 88. So yeah, we'll have to see him probably get back into form a little bit and then jump on him. But yeah, that's that. Tom Green, 93, he butchered the ball. He was on about 10 disposals for 10 SuperCoach points. So yeah, he butchered the ball a little bit, but still he's doing all right. If he can not butcher the ball and go up 40%, then he'll be absolutely fine. He'll go up. That'll probably go up to a 110, 115. Jordan Dawson, 108, that's fine. Matt Rowell, 65, and yeah, I'm done with him. Honestly, I am absolutely done with him. I'm just checking Dawson on Fantasy just to see where he's tracking as well. 847k for Dawson, so he's one that could actually pop off soon. What's his last? Yeah, he had a 57 in there, so that's why he's probably not showing up in metrics, but he actually has a decent run home, so Dawson could be one that you look at in fantasy terms. But we'll see about that. Rowell, 65, yeah, that just sucked. Dowling, 101, that would have been nice to have had over Rowell as well as that, alongside of the Neil captaincy, or even just the Nick Martin captaincy. 22 plus another 36, so that would have been 58 points. 58 points would have got me 24.30 or 24.40 almost. Yeah, was that 24.40? No, I don't think that was an 87 or a 77 that I got. That would have been 24.43, and that would have definitely got me a really high round. It would have got me into the top 1300, I would think, for overall ranking, and it would have really pushed me on. Brody Grundy, 121. English, I brought in for an 85. That sucked, but he's got the really positive matchup this week to the point that he's almost in consideration. I just think that Butters will probably go off again, meaning that Tim English will be not needed. And then you've got, so Brody Grundy, 121. He's doing amazing. Tough matchup this week against Brisbane, but then I'm pretty sure it opens up again for him. He's got Western Bulldogs, Port, Collingwood, Essendon, and Adelaide. Will be interesting to see with Essendon what they do. I think that'll be a double ruck tough game. Adelaide, this could be Strachan in this game as well. So his lineup might actually really open up after this week. So he is potential consideration for VC and captain if he does. VC most likely if he does have early games that come up against maybe an early Port Adelaide game. Was that in round 20 or 21 that they played Port? 21 it looks like. And that is a Saturday night game, and there are teams on the Sunday that you could actually target. So in a potentially a Dunkley or something like that, or a Caldwell or something like that, or even a GWS maybe there. You could target that, but you'd probably be targeting Sam Flanders into someone else there, as well as the fact that actually Richmond against North in that week as well. So there's not really many good options in that week, just looking at it. But anyway, I digress. That's next week's fixture, it looks like. Is that? Next week's fixture, or in a couple of weeks' time. So we'll see about that anyway. Flanders, Caldwell 110, he did his job. Flanders 106 did his job. Zorko 93 didn't really do his job, but anyway, he's still going to be a top 6 forward. Luke Jackson 116 has Darcy back this week, but only Petty in the ruck for the Demons. So hopefully he can actually score really well and again do his job. And then you've got these two guys who I really hoped would be 23rd or 24th primos, but I stuffed around with my trades, etc., and got stuck with them pretty much on field at the moment. And they've actually become a better option than Rowell anyway. But this is how I line up next week effectively. I want to just do this, and then we also get Heaney back, which, I mean, honestly, I'll just do this. So we're just going to think about this right. I want, do I want Hollands? Where do I want Hollands? So if I'm not going to want that, I'm going to want that there. And then I'm going to want that there. I'm not going to be using, so Dowling plays tonight. Let's actually just do this quickly. So Dowling plays round 19. Dowling plays tonight against Essendon. If he has a really good score, then I take his score and I honestly push, just probably push, who's got a better L3, L3 83, L3 87, L5 101. Yeah, I'll probably just push Elijah Holland straight off. And then if Raul has a really good score, then the likes of Simpkin comes off. So yeah, that'll be basically how I run that, I think. As there's no way of getting a straight swap of Fisher in, because I have no trades. So there's no way of maneuvering Fisher around, because there's no, there is no defender forward that I can maneuver straight around for him. So it is just these mid forwards that I can maneuver. As there is also, and also the likes of the I guess the defenders as well. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so this is basically how I line up mostly for the rest of the year, and also we'll do the same as I did in the fantasy video with Colwell into Butters. And yeah, that pretty much finishes this video off. I somehow stretched out to 16 minutes, but we'll see. As of course that doesn't want to work. But anyway, that is the video there, and I guess I will see you guys in my tipping video that'll come up in the next hour or so. See you guys. Bye.